in PSG.LGD. As Tsunami was saying, whoever loses this is going to have to face up against Evil Geniuses, who is making their run through the lower bracket currently. And in this Game 3, an interesting twist on the draft. The teams have taken each other's heroes. Faith Beyond's going to be grabbing the Doom, and Cuckoo will have the Axe.
Yes, so when you get to this level of Dota 2, it's like Inception. It's a meta within a meta within a meta. First you take Dota 2 and tournament Dota, then you break it down into the actual event meta, and then the series meta within that.
Okay, so what is the series meta that has developed? I mean, can I take a stab at it? We had our openers, right? Leshrac dealt with the Carl Batrider really well. T1 was like, okay, we need faster damage. They went ahead and picked up the puck, and they do that again in Game 3, and PSG.LGD's like, oh, well, we've got a Nyx Assassin for that.
Exactly. They also swipe the Doom away. This securing, I think, the late game. We've talked about it at length now, but Aghanim's Doom deletes Spectre from the game. It also places an important or an increased emphasis on the Spectre buyback potential. Buybacks, hard countering Doom. Like a PSG.LGD, they also covered it with a Wraith King.
All of a sudden, gonna surprise me. Oh dear, Cuckoo. No. He did not expect that Pop's Fairy Fire, but there was just too much damage. Why? Baits them into his entire team. Well played.
They even give it to the Leshrac. That is the dream. He'll have a very fast bobble now. Should be a bit better off in the mid lane. The Wyvern, though, that's another hero. Like within this tournament, very successful. I'm a little concerned, though, T1, because you kind of doubled down with the Warlock as well.
Yeah.
Two big R-button ultimates, but think about the individual playmaking. Pre-Axe Blink, it's literally, once again, all Carl. It's a remake of that first game. Yeah, it's a better hero for him, but he's the sole playmaker. Meanwhile, PSG.LGD, you've got stuns galore, and I love Nyx in this kind of game. All your heroes run in with you. You've got team fight to cover and a setup stun for your Leshrac. So, great ganking combo, and Carl will be fearing for his life pretty much all this game.
It's certainly going to make, Carl's game a whole lot harder, as we saw him multiple times making his way around the map, catching the Leshrac, setting up so many good team fights for T1, and now you've got that perfect support to just kind of plant in front of heroes all the time. Starting out with the Fatal Bonds and a Dagger, trying to put as much pressure on the Doom while he does have those lower levels. Trying to prevent him from getting too much Devour, knowing that this constant harassment is going to be coming, and Shinku's going to go for an early pull, like Nyx Assassins usually do. Y and Zephyr blocking each other's sentries, and Zephyr's the one to be able to walk away with the sentry survive. Yeah.
So far, nothing crazy. It's our first Wraith King of this series. Haven't seen it too much in the tournament. Was very popular in our European DPC, which may not bode well for PSG.LGD because the Wraith King teams have all exited the tournament, typically a few days ago.
Yeah, and Axe does relatively okay with it when it comes to both the pressure you're able to put on the hero early, and then as well, the skeletons actually just are an easy clear for Axe at all stages of the game.
I do hope that, I expect, it is Ame. We get more of like this armlet blink build, something more aggressive. It's really tough for Puck to deal with the hero. You do have the Witchblade now. It's why it's so popular for that bonus armor. You used to just get shredded. And think about, a Blink Axe with a Doom running in, the Nyx Assassin scatting. It just gets so easy for PSG.LGD to play the map. The one big benefit, again, of this Leshrac is tower pressure. You look at T1, they don't have any. It'd be very concerning if they fall behind on tier 1. So we did get the accurate stat.
Yeah, we had that one from Liamir, stats guy I worked with for Omega League, and he said the win rate for teams that in their first objective go for the mid tower is 66%, and higher than any of the other objectives. So gives you kind of an insight. And we definitely saw that, most notably, I think, from Nigma being the team who I felt like, in a way, was pushing the meta and taking that early mid-tower as soon as humanly possible. Of course, they're no longer here, but teams certainly do learn from each other.
We shall see how this goes. So far, T1 ahead in the laning phase. I think it's going to be necessary if they want to take this game. We haven't really tuned into top too much, but It is a Doom and a Nyx Assassin. Really not the greatest laner against a Spectre. And I will say 23 Savage has played pretty...
Ooh, they need a spin. He needs to take some hits somewhere. Okay, never mind. He's just going to run down Ame. An early death for the Wraith King. We said this lane, it's not going to be the easiest for the Wraith King, and it's already turning out that way.
T1, they've played at a high level. Like, there are no slouches and definitely no jitters either. I expected maybe a little more nervousness, perhaps, you know? It is a huge stage. Yeah, they have their TI invite secured, whatever. You want to win the majors. Like, this is a dream of many of these players, and they are performing as if it's just chilling at home, playing some Dota with the lads.
Well, it helps that they have such veteran captains to be able to rely on, both Cuckoo and March, their coach, who have been to multiple TIs, multiple international LAN events. Carl in a bit of trouble here. He really pushing it to the limits there. Down to below 10 HP, but Tim Shinkyu on his way out. Cuckoo hoping to be able to get the spins to kill the Phoenix. Not quite lucky enough.
This is a very aggressive maneuver. I mean, Battle Hunger's the Wraith King while he tries to kill off the Phoenix.
It's almost like he was daring Wraith King. He was like, go ahead, try and kill me, but if you hit me, I might just spin enough to kill your Phoenix.
It's an annoying lane. Axe has been... Wow, they really just changed a lot of the... You weren't kidding. They swapped off laners, same mids, gave different carryover to T1 over, same one rather.
Yep. They, look at them, made difference. Puck last time dominated that matchup because of the early first blood. Nothing to say. This time around, got an early wand, and then this last little play from the Nyx Assassin, securing not just a lot of damage on the Puck, but also stealing away a rune, has helped Nothing to Say immensely. So I do imagine some of that is neutral creeps. We're gonna watch Whitemon die. 23 Savage lends a hand with the dagger, but not much he can do past that. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Y is gonna be chased down again. This bottom lane is just a constant clash, and it feels like they're getting stronger now. Level 5 Axe plus level 2 Splinter Blast. That's a lot of damage, Kyle.
Indeed it is, and you see Ame, he's not got the Helm of Iron Will yet. Ooh, nice try with the stun. That might have been a kill. Level 6 Lash, very easy to find kills on Puck, especially with Edict skilled. I want to also say, I wonder what Zhao Wade said in the interim between games. The moment PSG.LGD walked off the stage, they were huddled up around their coach, and he was not going off, didn't hear anger, but a lot of words. I don't know if there was perhaps some discussion about the mid lane, needing to give more help. Maybe it was just about their decision making near the end game, but definitely going to be some tweaks to the PSG.LGD team play based on how much I heard Zhao Wade direct, and now nothing to say. Clicks the rune, gets the arcane.
Nice dodge there. The splitter throws out the coil, hoping to be able to keep the Leshrac away, but he won't be able to jump away far enough. He got greedy, went for the damage. Oh, Nothing to Say. You didn't need to do it to yourself like that. Snaps the rope on his own neck, and he goes down right alongside the Puck. At least he gets the kill first.
Big thing is, though, look at the net worth, or rather the last hit differential on the Spectre. You know, it is a lot of denies for 23 Savage.
Yeah, seriously.
That's very good. He's also going to go for the Blade Mail. This is somewhat typical when you play against heroes like Leshrac. We saw it from Ame in the first game against the Timbersaw. These heroes that can't turn off their damage just get eaten alive by Blade Mail.
Can we channel back to that that net worth real quickly? 16 denies on the Spectre, yes. And yet, Doom, rivaling top net worth. Just Doom things, you know?
Welcome to Devour Gaming, and yeah, I can promise you, Faith Beyond, he is a student of the game, the Wings TI winner, and guaranteed, yeah, Midas, you'll probably see him skip a lot of those build-ups. It's going to be all about the game-winning for that spell that he's faking right there.
He's just keeping 23 Savage on his toes, you know? Seeing if maybe he could force some TPs. 23 Savage panics. Oh, he's dooming me. Help!
That was sick from Shinkyu. He was baiting the orb. He gets it on the Carapace.
Managed to fake out, but they're going to be two-man core. All the shenanigans and trying to fake out Carl. Carl's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going to coil you, and my team's going to come in and try and kill you. Now the Doom is used onto this Axe. The Sunray looking to be able to burn out Carl. Hoping to dodge. Phase shift away, but he got hit twice by Faith Beyond, and that's enough. Axe, he may be able to survive as the Doom is about to wear itself out. So Cuckoo on the offensive.
What are the skeletons doing here? Ame's bottom.
Well, I'm going to say he went ahead, went back to his jungle, farmed them, and then the next thing they saw was mid creeps. That was the closest thing to them, so they made their way across.
Quite possible. Cuckoo with the Vanguard, feeling good, but I'm telling you, I'm so afraid of Doom in games like this.
Okay.
T1, again, we'll go through the same entree about it again. Wraith King, a little more geared towards the late game than a Monkey King. I'd say maybe 8.5 each, right? Doom with all those items.
Whoa. What? You said 8.5 for Spectre.
Yeah.
8.5 for Wraith King as well?
Ah, okay, fine. Give it like an 8.
Okay. We need standards here, Kyle.
Doom is still an 11. When you consider as well T1...
Out of 10, he's an 11. All right.
Spinal Tap, it's a real thing.
Uh-huh.
Warlock, Winter Wyvern, they don't apply any pressure. Faith Beyond, thanks to the little bit of assistance from Xinqiu, who's now going to hunt. They're going to look for these stacks. We'll kill him,
even if you
take his money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Just go ahead. You don't necessarily need to shove him in the locker, but you could still take his lunch money like that. And Cuckoo, a little sad. Does still have the ancient stack to work with. That's something nothing to say can't take.
It's a cool invade, though. They do steal the bounty. Carl will take the Radiance right back. But man, top 3 net worth all on the side of PSG.LGD. They are feeling themselves. And in these slower paced games, this is when Doom is just so scary. He's got a Midas recipe. It's going to be heading out to him momentarily. And Max Devour. He's generating 240 bonus gold every 70 seconds and plus the Midas. So... He basically
Carl trying to silence jump away. He's got the coil. Look at the break.
Whoa.
Nicely done. The spike carapace. He tried to phase shift it, but Xinqiu, as soon as the phase shift is down, he snaps the coil on the spike carapace, returning the damage, and Puff just blows up.
And that's the tier 1 mid. And unfortunately, T1, like the items, like they have a Spectre, a Vanguard Axe, and 2 do-nothing supports. So it's all Carl, and Carl's just being harassed constantly by Xinqiu. Mana burns. The carapace threatening the kills constantly. There's not much he can do. 23 Savage, forced to farm jungle. It's not bad for your Spectre, but you're going to get rotated on top.
White Warlock. He was just trying to collect some levels, but PSG.LGD moving several members over to make sure this tower dies, and they're going to clean out any T1 heroes that are around it.
They're just so damn tough to take down. Cap, you can get a game, but to win a series, it's not just the plays you got to make, it's the strategy, it's the draft. And right now, T1, they're going to need some sort of movement around the ultimates they get on the supports. Warlock, okay, he's got the Tome in inventory. He'll be 6 on respawn. Wyvern, Zephyr, he's got his as well.
I love the fact that they've got similar reads on how to be able to play the Spectre. Blade Mail picked up once again, so they want this hero to be active. There's the armlet probably into the Deso that you were talking about for the Wraith King.
You don't need to go any kind of Midas Radiance. You have a Doom in your pocket, so Ame's job is just going to be, there's just max damage. I wouldn't be surprised to just see a blink right off the bat. Just get active. If you're Doom, or rather your Wraith King and Lesh just get into the fight, you have to attack the back lines. T1's damage output's very reliant on gold. Like they need initiation from the Axe, so the blink must be there. Yeah. Spectre needs items. Blade Mail's build up, not really any right click. And then it's Fatal Bonds plus Puck. So
and I think you said that was a bit of a problem for Game 1's draft of T1. You said it was kind of gold based, and it, as a result, it ended up just being too slow, or a little bit too far behind. You fearing the same thing is going to happen here?
I'm also fearing PSG.LGD, like you talk about meta within a meta, like these are their heroes. Both on their team and on the opposition. If anybody understands how to beat a Spectre, you would assume it's this squad. Yeah. Especially considering, if you remember, when they played Team Nigma, that's what they did.
8,000 net worth and building for PSG.LGD. That's now it's 4K. Double damage rune, power runes are all there. Occasionally bullying T1 for bounty runes. T1, what is their response? Like, I'm waiting for a move that kind of stops all this PSG.LGD aggression, but I guess they can't have it until the Blink Dagger on the Axe, and there it is. He's got it now, finally. So, look for T1 to make a big move. What does that move look like, Kyle? Like, who are they wanting to be able to catch with this first smoke rotation?
That's a good question. I would say probably the Leshrac. He's a tough target, though. Arcane's in a hood.
Last thing they want is running into this Nyx assassin. That is Xinqiu, and his entire responsibility this game is being able to stay in front of these rotations, and he does it beautifully. They're going to drop. Sentry, they spot him for a moment. He's already out of range. Cuckoo, if he wants to, he can have a bit of a gas. Oh, really misses the call there. They had the ward Sentry, but Xinkyu just sidesteps that one real quick, and that is going to be the first reveal of the Blink Dagger. A smoke used and nothing gained for T1.
And they have just the measured aggression, right? The 2 towers died early, but PSG.LGD foot off the gas, just chilling. Faith Beyond, he has invested early, a Gerber baby, and he is ready to go late. BKB is, it's in spitting distance, 1,500 gold, but you find that fast. He's gonna have like a 15-16 minute BKB.
Yeah.
He won't die at that point.
Yeah, like you look at the damage, Spectre naturally has a hard time putting damage out this early. The puck is a ton of damage, but BKB is gonna block all that out. And you can't tell me that an axe alone is gonna be able to spin his way to a Faith Beyond kill.
Certainly will be challenging. Now, top 3 net worth, all PSG.LGD cores. The problem, like, I want to say, okay, T1, yeah, sure, they can win fights, but they're not getting any. And every minute that goes by, they're getting out-farmed. They need another smoke and a movement, but their initiation is a coil. It's a blink call. They need vision to do that. Look at the warding from PSG.LGD. It's all on their side of the river. They're not leaving their side of the map. They've got built-in gold mechanics. And, oh man, Ame, he's going to go for a Radiance. So I take back what I said. He's just saying, all right, well, we'll go late. Maybe that's what Jiawei was saying. Why make things so hard for us?
Put the pressure on T1 to make the moves. We want to secure the better late game. Maybe that's where the early Doom pickup is especially important. Xinkyu.
They don't have detection.
Oh dear.
BKB Doom 1445.
Oh dear. Well, that's an extra 100 gold for Ame as he farms up a golem. Big cooldown being used. This Nyx Assassin is looking real good in this game, Kyle. You were right.
It's, I mean, it's Xinkyu. He's just doing what his job is. How many smokes has he broken? How many ganks has he foiled? Yeah. That's his whole identity here. Even the double fluffy hat. If you want to kill me, it'll take some time.
Now it's going to be PSG.LGD's turn to... Oh, he was trying to get off the winner's curse, and what a beauty it could have been. But the Yules goes off first. Mid-animation, nothing to say. Catches him in the act.
Really well done. Now they go straight up towards top. They have the Arcane Rune, and they know there's no Golem. So a little bit of a window here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Max looking for the jump. Cuckoo is waiting. Needs a 2-man though. Just Wraith King and his creeps won't help. Have the respawn.
Radiant structures
I love the offensive glyph pressure and get the tier 2. Get the outpost, deny the XP.
Okay, the Winter Wyvern is back. So now T1 can try and take this team fight. But you can see PSG.LGD are very, very spread. They're going to start the initiation by going on Ame with Cuckoo. See if they can burn him out. The Sunray's doing so much work. Oh, the Doom immediately on the puck catches him before he can jump away to his orb. Now they've got a Supernova to be able to contend with. That's why 23 Savage jumps back to his original haunt positioning to be able to get out of dodge here. But Zephyr won't be as lucky. Even Whitemon may be caught as the impale from the Nyx Assassin catches him as well. 3 down. T1, they wanted to stop this tier 2 from being taken, but instead it goes down anyway, and now they've lost 3 heroes. Their outpost is turning into a disaster, Kyle.
We saw PSG.LGD do this exact same move at nearly the exact same time. Or no, sorry, it was them defending against it when Team Nigma tried it in that original series.
Yes.
Here on the main stage. What do PSG.LGD do differently? First, Ame the only target to initiate on. He's a Wraith King. They don't care. They had that ward up on the high ground. Was that just denied by...
They put a ward up there and then denied it themselves? Is that what you're thinking?
What I thought he did. Yeah, well, either way, they had vision of the puck as he TP'd in.
Yeah.
So yeah, the stun was early because of the TP duration, but then there's just a Doom.
Yeah.
And you're left with no real options as T1. You can't leave your tier 2 tower and thus surrender your outpost. We've discussed the importance as Radiant. If you can take enemy tier 2 and outpost, suddenly T1, where would they be teleporting to get to Roche? They're mid tier 2? Like there's no map control. You lose Aegis almost guaranteed, and there wouldn't be a fight loss, but you're just gonna bleed advantage across the map, and you already feel pressured. because PSG.LGD are just out farming you, and you know it is. You saw that Doom pick up a Midas.
Yeah.
You see his BKB and you think, oh god, like this is only going to get worse for us.
I mean, they also had the Doom last game. They know how good it felt for a game to stall out and for the offlaner to very rapidly turn into a real carry.
Yeah. And you notice, like Faith Beyond, this is what I'm talking about. There is no iteration on the build. It is Midas, BKB, Blink Dagger. You get the War Stomp. Faith Beyond is a beast. Probably a Shiva's to be queued up next. Maybe just rush or refresh. I don't think you have the mana pool for double Doom though, without the Shiva's. But either way, let's see. Carl, there's his blink. Now he can finally perhaps get that jump coil they've been waiting for. Cuckoo's had his for a while, but again, just no vision to make the moves. PSG.LGD still with no aggressive wards placed.
Radiant's bottom tower
Coco,
is under attack.
good blink away. Even better ward and sentry to be able to spot that attempted kill. But the Radiance is now complete for Ame. That makes team fights hard, and that is why PSG.LGD are going to go straight into the Roshan pit. They want T1 to try a team fight right now. They're feeling very, very strong.
Oh yeah. You even have the casual medallion on Y just to ensure this Roche goes down easy. They've got all the necessary tools for killing it off.
All right, so how does T1 turn this game around for them? Because they obviously didn't go to plan A, where, you know, they were going to be able to take the Axe Blink Dagger and start running a PSG.LGD and get a nice timing there. That failed. What's the backup plan?
Has fallen to the Radiant. Radiant's bottom tower is
What's
under
the
attack.
backup plan, Kyle? Tell me there's a backup plan. It's...
Okay, stall out the game.
I see smoke coming out of your ears.
You need a huge Fatal Bonds, like
Okay.
absolutely enormous.
Yeah.
And 23 Savage immediately executes either Nyx or Phoenix
Okay.
with a Wyvern ult to set up a call on 3 heroes, of which 2 are cores.
Okay. So Wyvern call the Leshrac and catch like Wraith King or Doom.
Yeah,
Maybe a support
perhaps.
in there.
Exactly.
Get the call off of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, okay. No, like there's definitely, basically what it comes down to is T1 can always win team fights because they've got 2 very big team fighting supports. It just comes down to execution. And in some ways, PSG.LGD do have to make an error in grouping up a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's got to take a mistake from PSG.LGD, and that's really what their lead is.
Oh, again! Oh, he's so... No, okay, maybe they find the initiation anyway. They managed to catch the Doom, and he burned him out so quick. The Hunt, they're actually going to be able to deal with the Supernova as well. This is looking good for T1. Split Earth coming down, but the Cold Embrace is trying to be able to keep him alive. They actually managed to get the Winter's Curse on the Leshrac with the Wraith King. Where's the follow-up call? Well, it's not going to be there quite yet. T1. Oh, no. He actually ran into that spike. There's the call on the 2 of them. Cuckoo, manly as hell, goes back and gives up his life to be able to make sure that 23 Savage is going to make it out alive. They also kill the Aegis on Nothing to Say. All right, now we can see how T1 can win an engagement here.
Yeah, killing the Doom before BKB is a great start. I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, wow, BKB, Blink, Essence Ring, there's no way. But yeah, they get the kill. That's a great way to start things off, because if Doom gets BKB Doom off, well, that means your Puck, your Axe, your Spectre, one of them's deleted, the fight gets real difficult. But T1, the downside of the draft, they blew everything. All cooldowns gone. And now you're in a position where PSG.LGD, they go right back to out-farming you. So that was a big win for them, but it didn't affect the gold lead whatsoever.
Yeah, and it doesn't change your control of the map, right? Like, we're basically seeing T1 playing the same areas they were before, and LGD similarly is going to be spreading all over the map, out-farming you. Yeah, I can definitely see the problem.
Like the outpost not controlled, that means you're losing out on experience every minute. Not a ton, but you know, it's like a bounty rune, a third of a bounty rune of experience, and that tick up is going to get troubling. Blink Dagger now on Jin Q, so you got to be cautious as well, especially as the Axe.
I do love the fact that he's not going BKB. I think that is so important. When you're down like this, I need to see my Axe actually turn into a real hero later into the game. If you go to the BKB built up, it'll feel good immediately, but it probably means you drop off. So he's going to go the Manta build, see if they can stall the game that way.
It does change things a bit, because PSG.LGD, their wave clear is a big edge right now, but Axe Manta would certainly give T1 a bit more vision control around the map, and more importantly, to your point, he'll actually scale that. And to win this, you know, we saw this in the previous game with the players flipped, where Doom at a point has like double the net worth of Axe. That can't be the scenario here for T1 if they're going to take this game. They lose another T1. Roshan may spawn in 4.5 minutes. It's some time away because Nothing to Say lost it so early into his acquisition. Now we'll bottle the DD. Same build, 3 consecutive games for Nothing to Say. So yeah, I suppose if you are watching as an aspiring pro player, perhaps take something from this build.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't just about the slower damage from game 1. Maybe it's just this is the build for him.
Eternal Shroud does make a lot of sense because you don't actually have too many issues like farming with Lesh, right?
Yeah.
It's about sustaining your mana in a team fight. And Eternal Shroud represents plus 350 raw mana if you assumingly absorb all the magic damage. So it's like health and mana in a fight, like the 2 things Lesh is going to need in the engagement. He's not even top 2 in his team.
Smoke managed to find the Doom anyway, despite Jin-Q being in the right position to break it. This time around, they're waiting for someone to defend, but it's so obvious that PSG.LGD know. Nothing to Say isn't even throwing a spell in this mid lane right now.
Faith Beyond, by the way, he bought Neon Disc. Recognized the scenario where they lose a fight. It's if what happened previously happens again.
Right.
Also, since we last spoke on it, it's now an 11k gold lead. It's just because of this hero on your screen right now. Midas off cooldown, Devour off cooldown. It's just 500 GPM for free.
So you said wave clear is a big problem. You notice that our Winter Wyvern actually picked up a shard. So now he's got the Splinter Blast and he's got the Cold Embrace, where once it's done, another Splinter Blast goes out, just trying to deal with that exact problem.
It's actually way better. It's also reducing the cooldown.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't realize it did
legit.
that too. That's nuts. 5 seconds. He also has the Holy Locket. Okay. Here's another intriguing aspect of this, is that if you can just keep your Spectre alive with Blade Mail, with Dispersion, you know, theoretically, PSG.LGD, they're not going to run out of damage, but maybe your Spectre gets enough done. I'm a little concerned about that guy on your screen. Ame is just enormous.
Yeah, he is a big boy, and Doom is right there and right next to him.
We shall see.
Retaking the outpost. See Refresher being built up on Faith Beyond. He's saying, okay, I'm going to deal with an initiation. Neon Disc deals with that. And then I'm going to double down on my late game potential. Team farming the triangle. Not necessarily the most efficient thing, but T1 are recognizing that they do need to play together. The only one who can really be off map is Carl's Puck. And even that, he has to be very careful. He's done a good job, though. He hasn't actually been caught by Jin-Q gank just yet. 4-man smoke over, 5-man actually, as they move through the T1 triangle. PSG.LGD are going to start making their way back through the lane. Look at the way they drew down this. And they're going to run to the sides, I believe, to see if they can find anybody on the side of the map. Jin-Q, is he going to be able to find Carl? Throws out, oh, the impale lands, and they catch the puck. They finally manage to deal with this annoying split-pushing puck.
He drops the greetings, but he already got his hellos. 15k approaching PSG.LGD, the gold lead up. It's ominous. You know, you can feel the advantage just creeping further and further upwards as the PSG.LGD side does the same to T1's map.
There's the Manta for the Axe, so we'll see if this 14k net worth is going to keep building up, or if the Axe Manta will allow things to even out a little bit more.
It'll certainly help.
But it's not going to stop this.
No, it won't.
PSG.LGD now take the final map that's left on the tower here. 12-6. 26 minutes in with a huge 15,000 net worth lead for LGD. I can go ahead and call Doom Alchemist light all I want, but that net worth lead is still gigantic.
He's going to have a refresher for the post-Aegis team fight. Roshan may spawn in 30 to 3:30 from now. Expect the next big fight to be around that objective. I don't think T1 can afford to give it away. And their win condition, so we found it. Heal the Spectre, Fatal Bonds, level 10 on the Warlock. Now with the Fatal Bonds talent. Get that on 4 heroes. Set up the same way they did previously with a big Wyvern Curse into a call. They attack Spectre with PSG.LGD's entire lineup, but he survives. Cold Embrace, healed up. Slowly you turn the tide. Carl, spell combo after spell combo. He kills Phoenix before the egg can come out.
That hero has no disable. Whitemon that has no TP. So not going to be able to get out of this one. Now he's got a TP.
I will say, Carl, he's going for option A in the counter of the Doom. There's the first Lincolns. At some point, I imagine the Wyvern or the Warlock. Okay, maybe just the Puck, but he'll be able to put it on an ally, and it'll help keep him alive from the initiation of specifically the Wraith King. But the trouble you have as Puck is that what you really fear in this game is Carapace. So the Lincolns isn't going to help you at all. In some cases, you'd almost prefer the BKB, but at the same time, then you're susceptible to being doomed. It's kind of a no-win scenario. It's why this Nyx pick was so good for PSG.LGD.
They identified that Carl was a big problem, particularly for Nothing to Say in Game 2, and they addressed it both with the Nyx and, in a way, the Doom.
I feel like Y is just constantly he's like the chill vibes player on the team, you know? Sometimes he's stacking camps, now he's checking objectives, now he's in trouble.
You're going to be able to get the call out now. T1 immediately surrounded by the Eontis. Does allow Nothing to Say to be able to reset here. The Supernova's going to go down, and 23 Savage immediately jumps away. They're jumping out to the Warlock right now. They should be able to chain stun him pretty easily. I think T1 are kind of giving up with this fight. Oh, the Lincoln's blocked. They managed to take away the Doom, and the Eontis again protecting these cores. As soon as T1 thinks they've got a target in hand, another refresher, another Eon Disc, but Cuckoo is going to be left behind. T1 once again have to retreat. These Eon Discs, they see an opportunity to jump a hero, but every single time they are denied a kill by this item.
It is so broken, Cap. I mean, at the same time, if you can't get them, it gives T1 a way to win the game. Like, there's no other item that can do what these Eons are doing.
Yeah.
But like, Wraith King has an extra life, and the other two cores have a invincibility buff, right? Refresher Orb was popped that fight by Faith Beyond, so he'll have his Doom active once again. Oh, but that's just, what do? They're just straight up into the racks. Like, it was a great fight start from T1. Like, they would have had a kill on Lesh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this.
Yeah. Again, it feels like the fact that they swapped in some ways the draft. Certain very key heroes on the side of T1 that LGD was playing with last time. They're like, okay, we have definitely identified the weaknesses, and we're going to make this draft even better than it was in Game 2.
And now they're just right into the pit. Holding onto Doom. I love this from T1. You got to keep fighting. You can't give away the Aegis. They're going to give it their all. Coil up in a second. No Golem. They have Curse. No Haunt either.
They need a really good Fatal Bond. They need a really good call, but it doesn't land on anything. Spike almost immediately catches the Puck and the Spectre. Winner's Curse will allow them to reset here. Good amount of damage put onto Faith Beyond. He's at half health. The Fatal Bonds follow up, but T1 have run out of spells to throw down. So PSG.LGD, once Fatal Bonds is gone, are probably going to be able to reset into Roshan.
Okay. 22k gold lead, but again, there's a bit of an alchemist factor in here. But at the same time, it's just, they're so farmed, Cap.
Yeah.
These heroes are so big. In T1, I just look around at their inventories, and I just don't see anything very scary. It's like, Lincoln's a Manta for the axe. What's 23 Savage have? He's closing in on the Scotty.
But just look at my man, Whitemon here. His net worth is tragic. 3,400 net worth.
Oh, and look at what the other supports have queued up for PSG.LGD. How do you beat them?
More Eondis?
Of course.
More Eondis. Oh! Golly gee.
Xinq is even closer.
Like, their whole thing is just getting off a really good initiation, and that's going to be denied on everyone. Like,
literally everyone.
You get the right call, you're not going to get a kill out of it. And they can't follow up on it either because of that invincibility bit of time.
There's just no counterplay either. Like, you nullifier. Like,
yeah, like eventually a nullifier out from the Spectre, but obviously he's not having a good enough game to just be grabbing items willy-nilly whenever we suggest it. Roshan will fall here. I thought maybe he would make the jump.
He opened the slot. He thought about it.
I mean, I kind of wish he did, just because I feel like they need to make a high-risk maneuver here.
It's so, like, talk about game planning, right? T1, they made a pretty good couple of engagements. Oh no.
Cuckoo's is going to be found. The rest of T1 is on their way. The Manta Dodge doesn't actually land here. The Golem's going to go out, but Cuckoo's still dead. Whitemon not going to be able to get out with that force staff. And now the Yule Scepter is going to make sure that Zephyr is going to have a hard time getting away too. Ame greets him with a punch to the face. 28,000 net worth lead now as LGD is truly working T1 in this game 3.
And Faith Beyond wasn't even there, just farming. The rest of his team can get the work done. And I don't blame T1 for the somewhat recklessness of the golems we've seen in this game. Whitemon, he's doing his best. Like, I don't know what you do. You can't get any of the cores. They all have extra lives and get out of jail free cards. The supports are just playing way in the back. Aegis is up. You're 30,000 go behind. Hats off to getting us here to a game 3. Not every team has been capable of doing so against PSG.LGD.
Yep.
But you've lost now your second racks, and you're looking for that magical, mystical team fight. 4-man curse, 4-man call, kite the Eon disc,
A tithe to the
do it again. But without the winner's curse the second time. Instead, you bait the Spectre. Is there a refresher on the Warlock? No. Unfortunately, there's not. So
PSG.LGD have only lost 5 games at this major. They were in the group stage. They're here in the playoffs. They've made it this far through the tournament, and they've only lost 5 games. 2 of them to Enigma. A couple of teams in the group stage as well managed to get 1 off of LGD, but this has truly been the most dominant team of the Kyiv Major.
indeed, and it would leave T1 with 1 extra life to try their best to potentially be the only playoff team to beat a group stage team. We still have not seen that.
Yeah.
A direct playoff team yet to win the series.
That hit fail was actually kind of close, but because of the Shard of the Doom, he keeps Carl controlled up pretty well. The Winter's Curse can allow him to reset, but Cuckoo in the back lines, he's trying to deal with Ame right now, slowing him down with a Battle Hunger. That last shot is not going to be good enough. They healed him up with the Cold Embrace, Supernova on in deep, 23 Savage. Oh no, he doesn't have buyback either. I was gonna say he's gonna have to use a second life to try and hold against this assault from PSG.LGD. Now the jump in, Manta immediately popped. The damage is just measly. It's measly. It doesn't do anything. They can't do anything. T1, they realize that too, and they're gonna call it quits here. PSG.LGD will be the first team heading to the grand finals of Kyiv Major.
I will say T1